Hi friends, Elaine here from Beneficial Solutions. Last year I found someone's research that made me feel kind of sick and sad at the same time. So I didn't want to talk about it then. But if people don't speak up, it will continue. So I've decided to share my findings. You may have heard about it, but you might not know all of this. Big farms are mass producing meat and eggs. And you might think this is no big deal because that's what we need. But the way they are going about it is inhumane. It causes stress and anxiety to the animals. And the feeling that they had when they were killed stays in that meat. Have you ever thought about that? When we eat the meat, we're picking that up too, which wouldn't be good for us. I read an article that talks about CAFO, concentrated animal feeding operations. At its core, it's called factory farming. It's designed to maximize the profits using as few resources as possible. There are farms for cows, pigs, chicken, and fish, and even minks for their fur. But I'm only going to talk about animals for food today. Let's start with the treatment of these animals. Inhumane treatment occurs on factory farms. Animal cruelty is ignored. They separate the mother cows from their newborn calves as soon as the birth is over. They don't even get to nurse one time. The calves are then fed synthetic milks, and their mothers cry for days from missing their newborn babies. Male animals are castrated without anesthetics, which means there's no pain relievers. The animals are kept crowded inside a warehouse. When they finally get to go outdoors, it is from the warehouse to the truck to be taken to the slaughterhouse. Nothing about factory farming is humane. Chickens are stacked so deep in their pens that they would fight and peck each other. So the chickens' beaks are cut off without giving them any pain relievers. Cows, pigs, and sheep have their tails cut off because the stress of being so close together causes them to bite each other's tails. Again, no pain relief. No anesthetics are used. Having their tails removed helps the milking people to not have to deal with the swinging manure tails. Each cow spends all of their time tied into a single stall, followed by a small shed where they can move about, but still not able to go outside. Many chickens raised for meat, known as broiler chickens, are kept in small cages, hardly big enough to stand up, and their feet are removed. The cages are about the length and width of a piece of loose leaf paper. Female pigs used for breeding are held in gestation crates so small they cannot even turn around for the full duration of their lives. Genetic manipulation in factory farms can take many forms. For example, broiler chickens are designed to grow bigger breasts, since breast meat is the favorite among many customers. But this added weight is unusual and unnatural for the birds, and it causes lots of medical conditions. Cows are often grown without horns, enabling more cows to be packed into smaller areas. Genetic modification also carries risks to both human and animal health. Since these genetic modifications are in the meats that we are eating, it causes more cancer and joint pain, as well as other diseases that we humans experience. These factory farms go silently and largely unregulated. There are ag-gag laws, or agricultural anti-whistleblower laws, and other legislations that prevent intervention to help these animals have more humane treatment. Factory farming is bad for the environment. The communities of residents around these farms experience great air and water pollutions that increase their breathing diseases and diseases related to water and food-borne illnesses. The animals are treated with antibiotics, which means that the meats are diseased and overloaded with antibiotics that we, the people who eat this meat, don't need. Hormones added to young livestock causes them to gain weight faster than normal, which means more meat, which means more money to the farmer. and an increase in the dairy production in cows. The most common hormone given to cows is recombinant bovine growth hormone, or RBGH. Synthetic estrogens and testosterone in the meat are causing specific concerns of a hormone that has been found to cause an increased risk of vaginal cancer in the offspring of women. Pesticides are used on grown fruits and vegetables. 1% may be within tolerance level, but any pesticides that are left on fruits and vegetables build up in the body each time that we eat those fruits and vegetables. So the meat is full of pesticides from the feed that the animals are given. Antibiotics are used by farmers to plump cattle up. These hormones speed up aging, causing early puberty in small children and aches and pains, senility, vision, and hearing problems in older people. The solution to a lot of these problems is to buy foods that are not laden with these things from your local free-range farmers. Animal welfare philosophy and legislation are grounded by the 5 freedoms. This is 5 freedoms that we all should have. Freedom from thirst, hunger, and malnutrition. Freedom from discomfort and exposure to pain and suffering. Freedom from disease that needs to be treated with antibiotics. Freedom from fear and distress. Freedom for the animals to be themselves and express normal behavior. We all need that. I need to mention the impact that it has on our environment. Animals require water, medications, shelter, and climate control that often rely on fossil fuel energy sources. Pollution from factory farms is another huge issue, contaminating the land and water around the barns as well as the air. Pollution can travel many miles in the air when the wind blows or when the air just moves. According to a report from Food and Water Watch, a single hog produces around 1.5 tons of manure every year. And all the hog farms in the U.S. produce a total of about 167 million pounds of waste. Hog waste is particularly dangerous since it is generally not treated before being released into the environment, and it would need to be treated because pigs carry parasites that would exit their body through defecations, which leads to surface and groundwater being overloaded with parasites. The Food and Water Watch report details air pollution of ammonia in the chicken manure, causing respiratory irritation in human health affected by bacterial contamination of meats, such as Salmonella and E. coli, both of which are caused by fecal contamination and are extremely common in chicken meat. Antibiotic resistance is another looming health threat. Animals are often given antibiotics to prevent illness. However, these drugs are often applied liberally, killing most of the bacteria that would be natural enzymes that would be healthy for us. But killing all of these bacteria, it allows small drug-resistant superbugs to survive and multiply. These superbugs cause incurable diseases to humans who consume the meat. Factory farms are so big that smaller farms can't compete with them or make a living producing the meat that are raised humanely. The lack of governmental overseeing of factory farms results in cramped and filthy conditions, stressing both the animals and the workers that work there. In an ideal setup for these farms, the people running them would have a better plan to keep the animals humanely treated, and the waste would be taken care of in ways that are environmentally safe for animals and humans. If enough people know about this and care enough to help, we can make changes to stop these farms. We can stop them by making sure we buy only grass-fed organic meats, free-range chickens and pigs. This will cut their finances and cause them to go out of business, or at least realize they have to treat their animals better. I think that sometimes we just need to make the effort to correct these wrongs when we can and make things better. The more people who know about this, the sooner we will be able to save thousands or millions of animals and humans. So please share this video. Like this video if you've learned something new or if you want factory farms to change. If you'd like to learn more from me, you can subscribe to be notified when I post my videos. Thank you very much for watching.